how we doing? Now it's working. Awesome. I was having some technical difficulties there, but we're 5 minutes late on the Facebook Live at 5. For some of you that know me, I'm not always the most timely as it is. I do the best I can, but here I am. I had to close down a bunch of windows and I don't know, something was messing up, but we are here now and I am excited to be here. So I am talking about a subject that I am an expert at. So it is holistic solutions for back pain. All right, it can be any neck, back, anything related to the spine, which unfortunately I have a long history of injuries surrounding that, and so I have a lot of expertise in that area. Some of you may know my story. I don't want to get too much into it, but you know, I first hurt my back when I was 16. I re-injured it again when I was in my 30s. In between then, I had hurt my neck at one point, but that got better. I ended up having surgery about 5 years ago on my back because when I re-injured it in my 30s, it just did not heal right. So I have a double spinal fusion at L4, L5, L5 to S1. And then a few years ago, I got in a car accident and I hurt my neck again. So I've been dealing with some pain in that area and whatnot since then. My back has generally been pretty good, except for a few weeks ago, I kind of tweaked it out. And I've been experiencing some pain in my back. And I want to detail what's been happening with me and what I've been doing to help treat it. And it's a lot of the same stuff I'm doing to help with my neck as well. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Erik Harris. I am a Chinese medicine practitioner, a holistic healing practitioner. I work with many different modalities, that a lot of which I've used to help heal myself from chronic pain and chronic illness conditions. So I would not be sitting here today without all the wonderful tools that I learned in the holistic healing world and Chinese medicine and plant-based living and all of that. So it's really amazing to be able to share all the knowledge that I learned in the past 20 plus years of my healing journey, and then in the past 13 years of being in business for myself with Chief Healing. So I decided to do these Facebook Lives, which will eventually become a podcast as well, because I'm launching a new brand per se called Gaia-Centric Living, which has started with a membership group. Is what I've started with, but it's eventually going to lead to courses and all sorts of wonderful things. So, and one of which will be the Gaia-Centric Living podcast. Okay. So that's why I wanted to come on. I decided, okay, I think I can do Mondays at 5 at live at 5. I know it's a popular thing now, so that's what we're doing. Here we are. So I'm going to get right into it. This could be a hour-long discussion, but it's not going to be that. And my intention for these is to be really short snippets and to share more information about these things that I'm going to bring up each week later in other avenues. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep it short, but we'll see how we do. Because I'm an expert in this field, because of all of my experience, there's a lot that I have to share. Okay. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some of the things I do when my back is sore. And when I say my back is sore, you know, there's all different various degrees of back pain that people experience. Sometimes people experience them, you know, maybe they did something, it was a straw that broke the camel's back thing, you know, did a lot, and then boom, they throw out their back, right? And they go to the chiropractor, they get a massage, and they get better, right? Or maybe they need a few sessions, but they get better, right? Then there's people, unfortunately like me, that have dealt with constant pain all the time for years, okay? Most people don't realize what I deal with, but there's been many times in my life that I've just been in constant pain all the time, and I just manage it and deal with it. And that's why I do what I do, all the holistic healing that I do to help support me in that. So, and that's when people will get nerve pain, they'll get, you know, bulging discs, impinging on the nerve, slip disc, spondylolisthesis, broken vertebrae, you know, the facet joints, transverse processes issues, scoliosis. I mean, the list goes on and on, particularly what people generally deal with low back or even up in the neck and the spine. So if you get something happening in the neck, sometimes you can get nerve pain shooting down your arms. You get something happening in the low back, the nerve pain will shoot down your legs, okay? So yeah, so it's not too fun. One of my favorite things that I use for nerve pain, and you won't be surprised, what this is I use mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms. So lion's mane mushroom is the best the best herb to support your nerves, okay? And it's great for the nervous system. I also use this with my Parkinson's patients or anyone that's got a neurological issue, so great for ALS, Alzheimer's, anything like that. But it particularly helps to regenerate nerves, okay? So it's really good for nerve pain, okay? Sticking along that vein, because that's one thing I've been dealing with the past few weeks. Another thing that's great for nerve pain is omega-3s. Now, a lot of people use fish oil. I don't like fish oil because of the heavy metals that are in it. Even if they say there isn't heavy metals, there is, okay? So I really like using this product from Vimergy. It's a vegan EPA DHA. It's made from algae oil, okay? And so this does not have heavy metals in it, and it can work just the same as fish oil, if not better. I find it works better. Again, another great thing to repair your nerves, okay? B12 is another supplement that is really good for nerves. I didn't bring that to show, but that's another thing that's really good for nerves and nerve pain, okay? I'm gonna stick on the supplement theme here since this is where we're at. One formula that I'm taking right now is called Drive Out Stasis. It's a Chinese herbal formula, okay? And this is really good for pain. It has some really bone-cracking herbs getting deep into the blood, deep to the bone level, okay? I find it very effective. So I use this instead of taking something like Aleve or Advil or anything like that, okay? It's something that you have to take more consistently in order to receive that same benefit, because that's how herbs work. It builds up over time, but I find it's really effective. And this one does not affect digestion as much because I'm somebody that has a weaker constitution digestion. So I think this one's a lot better than some other herbs that are in the same field. The bee pain syndrome, Chinese herbs, some of them are really hard to digest, but this formula I do really well with. Another one along that vein is if you have trauma, so if you have a fall and you have bruising, swelling, anything like that. So Hunan Baiyao is a traditional formula. This formula from Canada, they call it Tramease, okay? Has Nodo ginseng. Nodo ginseng can help you to get blood deep into those areas, okay? It can actually stop internal bleeding. So it's a pretty amazing herb for blood and just moving blood, and but it's like adaptogenic in that way. Like basically it'll move blood if you need it, it'll stop blood if you need it, you know? So, but this is a great herb herbal formula for trauma, pain, swelling, okay? So it's not something you would take all the time. You could take this more consistently. This is like an as-needed basis, okay? So those are some Chinese formulas that I use. Another thing I like to use is curcumin with turmeric from Vimergy. I really like this company. You'll hear me talk about it a lot, again, because they're just some of the purest supplements on the planet. But again, great for anti-inflammatory if there's a lot of inflammation, okay? Another one is great anti-inflammatory, micro C, okay? So it's vitamin C, so really good for inflammation. All right, so those are some of the supplements I take. Another one too that I like for nerves and pain, especially muscle spasms. Magnesium. I like magnesium glycinate because it's more gentle on the body. Okay, i.e. digestion. Okay, and it absorbs better. Okay, Pure Encapsulation is a good company for magnesium. Also, Vimergy has a good magnesium as well. Okay. So I even like to use a topical magnesium, okay? Getting into the topicals, all right? So this one's fun. It's called Mo-Maggi Magnesium, right? So what you do with this, take a little bit, here a little dab, and you apply it right to your skin, all right? And a little bit goes a long way. But so it's great that you can apply it right to the area that you need. Okay, so it'll go deep into your skin and get into that area. Again, great for muscle spasms, inflammation. This is great at night. Okay, particularly if someone has, so even like restless leg syndrome, stuff like that, right? I found this natural pain cream that I like. My naturopath had it. It's a natural pain cream. It's got arnica in it. Again, good for trauma, swelling. Okay, I'm not gonna put this one on because it's a little, I'd have to wash my hands after, but it's got some menthol in it, and then it's got a bunch of other herbs that are very anti-inflammatory, like yarrow and all sorts of other stuff. Okay, so I really like this one. It's from Feel Good Company. All right, I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I'm just trying to share what tools I've used to help with back pain. Okay, so I didn't know I was going right into the supplements and stuff, topicals, but that's what I did. All right. So I also use essential oils. Okay, I use Wisdom of the Earth essential oils. I find the purest essential oils on the planet. Camphor, very good essential oil. So it doesn't get any more camphorous than camphor. Okay, so same thing. You put a couple drops on and rub it on that affected area. Okay. Another one I like, corn mint. This is like icy hot, basically. Okay. It's the coldest of all the mints. You could even see it actually forms crystals on the side. In the winter, it'll look like ice crystals on there. Okay. So it's very tingly. It's great for inflammation. So any area of the body, except for the tender areas, like your armpits, your privates. You don't want to put it there. But sticking with the spine, very helpful. Okay. So if any of you are interested in any of these essential oils, it's something that I can get for you. Okay. Along with any of the Chinese herbs. All right. So those are some of the topicals and supplements that I take. Another thing that I use along that vein is a Gua Sha tool, okay, to the affected area. Now it's a little harder for me to do this on myself, on my back, okay, but use a little bit of carrier oil. This is sesame oil. I can show you a little bit on my neck, okay. So you need the oil because it's not gonna glide without the oil, all right. So Gua Sha means scraping in Chinese medicine. So there you go. So this is what you can do. Helps to Sha means bringing blood to the surface. Okay, that's what you want. You want to promote your body's own ability to heal itself. Alright, so you can get a nice motion going in it. That's why you got to have that oil. Because if not, you could really irritate the skin. So you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Feels really good. Something you can do to yourself, reaching on the neck, right? Back, like I said, is a little bit harder. You can't really get to it, so you need somebody else to do it, but it's incredible for pain, inflammation. Another thing that is great, you want to go a little deeper, put a cup on it, right? So this is fire cupping. Again, I'm just giving you little snapshots of some things that can help, but this is incredible for back pain. So you light this on fire, put that in there, put it right on the skin. It opens it up. So I'm trying to do this so that you can see that it'll get a little red, sometimes even purple. Okay. But that's good. That means it's helping, it's working. Okay. So that's Gua Sha. Alright. Another thing that I do that's really helpful is I put ear points in. Okay, your ear represents your whole body, as you see here. There's all little nerve endings, over 300 acupoints in the ear, right about, let's see, It is really hard to do that. There we go. Ooh, right about there is your low back. And then you come down. Let's do this. Come down here. Comes to your neck. Okay, so this whole area right here is your spine. All right, because if you look at it, your ear is like a baby's fetus, and that's where it is. This is the head up here, and then you come down to the neck, the legs, okay, and here's the internal organs. All right, pretty cool. So that's one thing that I do. I put ear seeds in. If you've been a client of mine, I've probably put these in your ear. Okay, so you take an ear probe, hemostat. And you take one of these seeds, and what you do is you make an indent. Let's see if I can see. Yeah, it's a little harder to do this, but so you make like an indent like that, right? This is a head point right here, okay? And you put that seed in that indent, and it sticks on with a Band-Aid. It continues to help you. So that's auricular therapy. Incredibly effective for chronic pain, inflammation. I think I have to go into the mirror later and put some in myself. Okay. So another thing I use, very common for people to use, is a back brace. Okay. It's not something you can wear all the time, but it can be very supportive, especially if you have to lift something, or if you have to sit for a really long time. Okay. So I really like this one because it's light, and you can really cinch it up if you need to, right? So I can put a link to this. I think I got it on Amazon. So, but back braces really helps support me in many ways over the years. So, but in general, you know, there's a lot. So obviously, you see, there's a lot of different things you can do, right? You know, there's a lot of tools that you can use. I sometimes will use these therapy balls that I got from Leslie Gordon. Okay, so this is nice when you can be on the ground, right, and roll on them, or maybe even go up to the side of a wall and let them roll. You can get into the hips, into the low back, the glutes. Okay, these are super helpful for back pain. You can roll all the way up to your neck. All right, and taking that a step further, another tool that I use are acupressure mats. Okay, this one's from Bed of Nails. I got these from Bev Kent many years ago. Okay, this thing is incredible, especially for nerve pain. When I was talking about nerve pain, super helpful for nerve pain. And so you would lay here, this would be on your head and neck, and this would be on your back. You can get right on your skin, really helpful. You can even step on it and do some foot reflexology. It's pretty cool. Sometimes, not everybody can do it, but I got some rough feet, I can do it. And it's helpful. So, but even if you don't have the acupressure mat, I gotta say, one helpful tip if you have back pain is to lay on the ground. Lay on the ground with your knees up, get a pillow to support your head if you need it, you know, but just lay on the ground for like 20 minutes and let gravity really take its course, and just that, it'll give some extension there into your spine and allow it to rest and relax. So I often will, my back's hurting or my neck, I just like lay down on the ground. I have the acupressure mats, even better, but if not, I just lay on the ground. Or you can, and if you can do it outside, even better, because then you're earthing and you're connecting with the earth, and you're getting the healing energy from that, the negative electrons and everything. So you can even get gentle traction if you lay with your head facing down on a hill. It'll literally help to ease the space, you know, in between your vertebrae and the discs and stuff. So yeah, super helpful. Some other things that you can do, my favorite things to do is Qigong, right? Qigong is really great for your back and neck and just your whole spine. It's just and you can modify it to whatever you need, you know. So if you're having a really painful day, you can still do it. You can just modify it, right? And it's really beneficial. So there's, you know, obviously so much you can do holistically to support, you know, back pain. Another thing that's super helpful is eating more plant-based, more anti-inflammatory foods, doing juices, smoothies. There's, you know, so much other stuff you can do with that. That's why I I love sharing that info from Medical Medium, Anthony William. So much stuff there that is very anti-inflammatory and healing and supportive for your back. So you can really look at it at all angles. I didn't even tap into the mental, emotional aspects and all that kind of stuff. I really was kind of sticking more to some physical solutions for back pain, but you get a little snippet of some things that I use for myself to heal myself, and some things that I share with my clients, and so on. So, all right. Well, thank you very much, and hope you all are doing well. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday. And if you know anyone that is experiencing back pain and could benefit from learning about some of these tools, share this video with them. All right, and yeah, and I will see you soon. Enjoy the rest of the day. Be well.